Aloha Offline Sharks. Welcome to the Aloha Friday Marketing Jam Session. I'm your host, Tom Gaddis. We are going to be joined in a few minutes by my co-host, Mr. Jason Moran. We got an awesome show lined up for you today. We're going to be talking about how to win Olympic gold and get a consistent stream of inbound leads coming to your agency. I don't know if you were able to make the training that we did on Wednesday, but I went through in a lot of detail our passive prospecting inbound lead system. We'll talk a little bit about that. I'll take your questions. We're going to do some shark shout outs. We got a big milestone for two people in our community. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about accountability. We're going to have a good time today. It's going to be a great live show this Friday. So grab a cool drink. I've got my Diet Dr. Pepper right here. I'm going to cue up the intro. Let me know hello in the chat, and I'll see you back here in one momento.
It's time, the moment you've been waiting for. Get ready for the fastest 60 minutes of marketing strategies and tactics to grow and scale your business from anywhere in the world. After 167 agonizing hours, we've returned for a brand new Aloha Marketing Jam session. And now, here are your hosts.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Fired up. Oh, everybody just stopped all at once. Fired up out there. Pardon me. Welcome to the jam session. How's everybody doing out there? What's up, Patty? John, welcome. Jason, awesome to see you. Great to see you, Jacqueline. Janice, Donna, happy Friday, everybody. It has been a crazy week for me here in Vegas. Lots of stuff going on. The kids go back to school this coming Monday. So I now am officially the father of a senior in high school. I cannot believe it. My youngest daughter will be a sophomore. So a sophomore and a senior. Where did the time go? Wow, crazy. So been getting them ready to go back to school. We had an open house at their school last night where they could go check out their classes. We had an awesome training on Wednesday that I've been working on putting together for quite a while. So if you were on that training, let me know in the chat. Let me know if you liked it. It's something we haven't really talked a lot about publicly, but it was awesome. I had a great time doing it. I hope you guys liked it. It was the first time I've ever done that presentation. So I hope you got some value out of it. Let me know in the chat if you did. If you didn't attend it, what's the matter with you? Why were you not on our live training? That's okay, though. I have a link today. You can go check it out. There is a ton of value in there about generating inbound leads and what it takes and how you do it. And I really spilled the secret sauce. And then this week, starting on Sunday, there was the biggest magic convention in the United States. It's called Magic Live. It comes here to Vegas every year. And so I was working all day until about 5:30, and then I would stop working and drive down to the Orleans and do card tricks with a bunch of other nerds till about 1 a.m. And then I'd come home, wake up, do it all over again. So luckily that ended on Wednesday. So I've been trying to catch up on my rest, but that was a lot of fun. So yeah, lots of stuff, life, work, building a business, doing all those things going on here at Shark HQ. Let me know what's been going on with you this week. How have things been going? We've been getting stuff done. Did we make an accountability list? Are we checking things off? Are we moving forward? What's happening? I'd love to know. And Jason is going to be here in a little bit. But let me go through here, say hi to some other people, and then we're going to start today's show off with some shark shout outs. So what's up, Jason, Shelly, Donna, Chris, welcome. Oh, Chris, look at this. Look at Chris showing off his remote lifestyle right now. Hey there, guys, joining from the poolside. Nice, Chris. I love it. Yeah, and by the way, Nick did wanted me to, Nick is is back in Maui right now. There, there's some family things going on, and he did want me to pass on all his appreciation for all of the prayers, best wishes, and condolences that you guys have been sending his and his family's way. He really appreciates that. But yeah, awesome. Dorn says, I've been in meetings battling Google and pain in the ass client all week. Yeah. Yep. I've been there, Dorn. Been there. Yeah. Awesome hanging out poolside. Nice says, I was on the training. I love how even though I didn't purchase course, I learned something new that I can easily implement. Oh, nice. Thanks. That was my goal with that one. Was really to share a lot of the psychology behind what we're doing there so you can implement on that other things you're doing. And, even though, this is an interesting point about the training that I did on Wednesday is even though we were talking about, passive prospecting, inbound lead generation, inbound lead generation that doesn't require activity from you. A lot of the things we talked about, especially with the funnel and all of that stuff, apply no matter how you are generating those leads, right? So, the most passive way you can prospect is to be able to have some way to drive traffic to your lead, to your prospecting system without your direct input. And so one of the things we talked about on the training was active versus passive prospecting. And a lot of the stuff that we talk about here in Offline Sharks is active prospecting, but that's not always the thing we do. We also do truly passive prospecting where we have a low budget ad strategy that we set up. It drives the traffic. The funnel does all the work of pre-qualifying the person, getting them to book, getting them to show up. And we have the strategy session, right? It requires no input from us to do any of that. We don't have to, and this is the difference between active and passive. We don't have to use a lead scraper to build a list. We don't have to buy a list from anywhere. We don't have to look around and try to figure out who would be a good potential prospect. There's none of that. We just turn on our traffic source, which in our case is Facebook. The leads start coming in, and then we book them on the calendar and we close them as clients. And so I talked a lot about how you do that, what needs to happen, how you do it, the psychology behind it, a lot of the stuff we found from testing, because, there's a lot of people out there that talk about, every marketer, probably all of you on this call, if I were to say, what do you think of funnels? You'd be like, oh, funnels, you need a funnel. But most of us just assume, and I know I did this in the beginning, I just thought, well, a funnel is an easy thing to put together. But the reality is it's not. Now, there are funnel building tools out there that make it easy. Well, I should say easier to construct a funnel. But just because they're easy to build doesn't mean that they work, right? There's an art and a lot that goes into how do we attract the right person? How do we get the right person to even come there? Once they land there, how do we get them to do what we want them to do? How do we get them pre-qualified and get them in the right mindset to get on the strategy call? There's a lot that goes into that. And it is really tough to figure all that out. And it takes a lot of testing and stuff to do that as well. So I talk a lot about that, but I'm getting out of myself. We'll get back to all that. So Jason says, I've been hitting all the training pretty hard. Yeah, there is a lot. Awesome. Looks like you're making good progress though, Jason. That's awesome to see. Yeah, but anyway, what I was saying is, even though that truly, even though you can set it up as really passive prospecting, you can also tack that on if you're doing active prospecting as well, right? So if you're out, if you're getting referrals or you're out networking and doing really boots on the ground marketing, well, that funnel is where you send people. Oh, I'm like, oh, you're You're a roofer. Well, here, go check out this free training I have on how to get more leads for your roofing company, right? Like the traffic source really isn't the most critical part of that, right? The most critical part of this process is really the funnel and how the funnel operates and what makes it high converting and how that works. Once you have that part down, once you have something that when people get there, when the right person gets there, I should say, when the right person gets there, they end up booking and you can have the opportunity to close them as a client. And then you have built-in follow-up and all that stuff that doesn't require your direct input. Like that is the hardest part to build out. The traffic part is actually really easy because you could just walk around and tell people to go there, right? Whatever you're doing, if you're doing email, whatever, if you're posting on social media, if you have an AGM site, you know that could be part of your AGM follow-up process, right? You add a roofer to your AGM site, and then you send them a link with their listing. Hey, here's your listing. It's all up and live. By the way, since we love having you on the site, and as a way of saying thank you, I wanted to gift you this video of how to get more leads for your roofing company. It's super short. I think you're really going to get value out of it. If you have any questions, let me know. And that video that you're sending them to is your inbound lead funnel, right? So awesome stuff. And we'll talk more about that. John says, I missed the training as I was traveling. Is there? Yes, John, there's a recording. I'll put a link up here in a little bit, and you'll be able to go there and see that. Jordan says, what do you call it when you do no prospecting? Doug says broke. That's great. Let's see. So Patty, no, this is not the first time I've done a call alone, but I'm not going to be alone. Jason is going to show up, but he's actually on a client meeting right now. So we're going to, he'll be on here in a minute. What's up, Devendra? Welcome. All right. So let's get started with some shark shout outs. Let's do some shark shout outs, and then we'll take some of your questions. If you guys have any questions about the inbound prospecting or anything that's going on in your agency, put those in. We'll talk about those too. So here, I'm going to share my screen. And first up, check this out. Devendra and his partner, Nick, they closed a new client, $4,000 down, or $4,000 client, down payment already received for $2,000. This is a private chef caterer who needs a new website and some print services. So solid win, Devendra and Nick. 4K, that is awesome. Awesome stuff. Next up, we got EG Buzz. She shared an invoice for payment for blog posts, $155 from a monthly recurring client. EG, thanks for sharing your monthly recurring clients. So many times people post a win the first time the client pays them, but they never post any of their wins after that. We want all those wins. So if you have a client that's paying you monthly, make sure each month you post that in the group so we can shout that out here. And congratulations, EG. That's a solid win. You know, $155, that might not seem like much, but, you know, over the course of a year, that's a very solid win, right? Very solid win. Oliver Leica. Oliver closed a 15,000 euros client. That's 16,500 US dollars for a launch campaign for a camping franchise in 3 languages, French, English, and Dutch, as well as some social media work for 2 other existing ones. He now has the opportunity to meet with the president of the group, 62 campaigns across 5 countries. Oliver, that is an amazing win. Wow, what a great win and opportunity for you. Congratulations, my friend. You know, Oliver's a longtime shark. So, you know, and I just realized, am I pronouncing it right, Oliver? Is it Oliver or is it Olivier? Because I'm the worst with names. So hopefully I've been saying it right. So awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Next up, Donna Norris Closed a web design client on a hosting and maintenance package for $899 a year, plus a chat widget, $97 a month, $100 an hour fee for serious tech issues. Talked about upgrades to reputation, social, and ads too. And they asked about SEO. Congratulations, Donna. Next up, we got Brandon Stewart. He picked up a $799 a month Google Business Profile client, landed a $5,000 a month Google Business Profile, Google Ads, a monthly recurring website. Budget increases to $6,000 once the website is completed. Awesome work, Brandon. That is awesome to see, man. That is a grand total of $27,450 that you in our community collected in cold, hard cash from August 3rd to August 9th. That's a grand total of $750,894 since the start of 2024. Give yourselves a big, big, big round of applause for that. A big round of applause for this. That's awesome work, everybody. Awesome work. I'm going to stop my sharing, and I'm going to bring on our co-host, Mr. Jason Moran. What's up, Jason?
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Man, I'm glad you're here. I was going down in flames.
Happy Friday, man.
Oh, yeah, happy Friday. How'd the client meeting go?
I was good. It went really well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Can't complain.
What's that?
Yeah, I said can't complain. They're happy. I'm happy.
Oh, is this a meeting with an existing client or a new one?
Yeah.
Oh, an existing client.
Yeah, we delivered a pretty big project today. So.
Oh, fantastic! You want to tell us a little bit about it, or you gonna keep it under wraps?
Yeah, it was it was a custom application, an API application that we built with High Level and Ontraport. So it was a direct connection between those two platforms. So they have their existing CRM and programs are all on the CRM's all on Ontraport. And then all their programs are on LearnDash on WordPress. Oh, okay. And so they needed a way to kind of, they're looking to migrate into High Level, but we wanted to be able to take existing programs that were on Ontraport and connect those contacts to High Level. So every time a sale happens, they got tagged appropriately in Ontraport and got all the deliveries that they needed. So it's all nerd talk.
Well, I mean, it sounds like a lot went into it, though. Like it was probably.
Oh, it was a huge project. Yeah. So we've been working on it for, I guess 4 weeks. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Just about 4 weeks. Yeah, and we just finished it up today. So I think it's exactly 4 weeks. Wow. It should be actually 4 weeks on the 11th. It'll be
Yeah, so. That's awesome. Yeah, I've never worked with Ontraport, but our offlinesharks.com website where you access a lot of your products and stuff, that's all done in LearnDash.
Yeah.
That's set up a long time. Awesome. Well, welcome. Thanks for coming here after that and showing up. I appreciate it.
Sure, of course. Anytime.
One of the things I was waiting to do before you got here is we have kind of a big milestone today for a couple people in our community. So before I do that, I do want to give another shout out to all the people in Agency Evolution that are sticking to their accountability, right? Each week they're making accountability posts. They're letting us know what's going on. They're following up. They're taking our suggestions. They're taking action. So a big, big shout out to Barry Shaw and Devendra and Nick, who held fast and held themselves accountable this week inside the program. And you saw Devendra and Nick's win this week. That's all part of the process, right? The not pretty, not sexy part that no one likes to do, but that is so important, right? Staying accountable and holding yourself up. So awesome stuff, guys. And then I want to give a huge shout out to two people in our community who hit a huge milestone in their businesses. Each of these people in our community have officially crossed the 100K per year mark in their business. They're both Agency Evolution members, no surprise, right? Mr. Bill Cook has crossed 100,000 in revenue for his agency. Way to go, Bill.
Let's go.
Figures. Can't wait to see you hit 5 and then 1 million,
awesome.
right? And that is awesome stuff.
So cool.
Awesome stuff. And then next up, Robert Nahas has crossed 8 in his agency as well. So congratulations. Excellent
so
stuff.
Awesome.
And I know, look, our Robert, I just had some major surgery recently as well. And so, this is the power. Like, I just can't say this enough. Like, the real power of what we're showing you how to do here in Offline Sharks, where you can set up a business that runs without your direct input. I mean, that is so important. And, we don't, yes, the money's great. Yes, we want to make money and all that stuff. But I want you to also think about all the little life things that can happen. And when you are the one responsible for doing everything in your business comes to a grinding halt. Robert just had some major surgery, but still able to achieve this goal because he's got systems and processes and people to help him. Nick going through some things right now where he has to step away from the business, but the business is running, like the business is going, and there's really no danger of it not doing well because of the systems and the processes, right? And that's exactly what we want to teach you guys how to do and what we want to show you. That's what the whole training on Wednesday with the passive prospecting and all that stuff was about, right? Like if I couldn't physically do any prospecting this upcoming week, I don't have to worry because we have a passive prospecting system that we can turn on and set up, and prospecting would happen regardless of what was going on in my life. And so that is the real power of this stuff. And so you want to, you really want to understand how to do this and have the tools and things in your toolbox and your kit to be able to set those things up if needed. Right. So Congratulations to Robert. Congratulations to Bill. That is awesome stuff. Super proud of you guys. So enjoy this win, get yourself a treat, and then get back to work on Monday.
Enjoy the view at the top. That's what I would say. Yeah.
Enjoy the view at the top. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
That's cool.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So let's see. So Jason, I was talking a little earlier about the training we did on Wednesday. I know Jason was very key in helping us set that stuff up for the agency and getting all that stuff together for you guys. So, if you are who on this call got into Clockwork Clients, I'm just curious. Philip, it's going to be up through, I think, the weekend. So you're going to have some time. In fact, look, I'm going to go ahead and just put the link down on the bottom. If you go to offlinesharks.com/noon, you can watch the training, see the replay. Don't do it now, but just write that URL down or open up a window and then you can go back to it a little later. So let's see. Nice says, yes, as a virtual assistant, I had to recently implement Zapier because I knew I'd be out for a few weeks. Automation SOPs are important. Yes, they are. Chris was there. Dorn said, I knew I recognized that voice on the videos inside the funnels. Amy, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was me.
Yeah, awesome. Well, one of the things that I think I should have pulled this up. Hold on one second, Jason.
Yeah, no worries.
Let me bring up something here, and then we can talk about this specifically. Oops. So here we go. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Okay, so I want to share my screen here. I just wanted to pull up this graphic so you guys can see it. So this is a 30,000 foot view of our high converting inbound lead funnel. And so, I on the training, you'll see me go into a lot of detail about each of these sections, right? Like I go into a lot of detail about the pages that are in this funnel. Like this top part, the leads opt-in, like this is the funnel. The funnel, it's like the actual funnel, like the opt-in page, the sales page, the booking page, an extra page that we have called the before the call page that really like helps make all this stuff work. So this top part, is just the funnel, right? So, you know, when you think about a funnel, you think, oh, well, that doesn't look so bad. But look at all this other stuff that has to go into making sure this thing converts, right? So here's our targeted traffic. So we talk about truly passive prospecting, but also active ways to drive people to this page, right? And as people are going through this funnel, there's a series of other things that happen too, right? When somebody books, there's a whole series of automations that click into go into action to make sure the person shows up, right? Because a lot of people think like, oh, once they book, they're going to show up. Like most people's show up rates are horrible, right, Jason?
Oh yeah.
I mean, terrible.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you set up a funnel, the first thing you figure out is like, oh, just because somebody booked doesn't mean they're going to show up. So
Right.
you're like, oh, we got to make sure they show up now. So there's a lot of work that goes into that. A lot of, you know, the emails and all the stuff to make sure they show up. Then you have people that come to this funnel, they get the free thing, which in our case is a custom training video that shows them how to get leads for their specific business type. So that's kind of the other thing about this, right? Like you can't just use one funnel for a bunch of different types of businesses. You have to have a custom funnel for each business you're targeting because, you know, businesses they feel like they're unique. So when you can talk specifically to them, it's much better. Jason, maybe you can go into a little bit of detail. Like what do that video that's on that page, it shows them how to get leads. Like what do we cover in that?
Oh man.
Do you remember?
But you're putting me on the spot here. It's been a while since I filmed those. I mean, most of it's pretty generic. So we cover like a lot of just basic digital marketing, and you know, the way that we kind of approached this program was we tried to make it kind of all inclusive. So like basically, we wanted to create a way for you guys to be able to generate leads and then sell whatever you want on the back end. So we kind of leave it open-ended where we touch on a lot of different things that they have to have in place in order to generate leads. But essentially we give you kind of that, we open the door for you to be able to sell. Like if you specialize in SEO, then you can slot in SEO at the end of that when you get on the call with them. If you specialize in reputation management, you can slot that in and sell that. If it's, you know, if it's Google ads, Facebook ads, whatever it is. So that was kind of the idea behind it, to make it generic enough that we can, that you could basically inject whatever service that you kind of specialize in, right? And offer that on the back end.
Yeah. And you know, the reason that we do that in the agency is because what we found in our experience and the testing when we were setting all this stuff up, right? The reason you want to keep the messaging, the hook, and the marketing specific to their business type, because that's really what they want. But you want to keep that video and the content that we have in there broader and more generic, because most businesses, what they think they need is not what they actually need. Yeah. So you don't want to rope yourself into having to deliver something that isn't really going to help them move the needle the most, or set you up to be the one that helps them move the needle in a significant way. Right. So a really great example of that is when you talk to almost any business owner and you say, like, what would help your business do better? They almost always say more leads. I want more leads, more leads, more leads, more leads, more leads, more leads. And we see this in the marketing, in the agency marketing community as well. Like when a lead tool comes out, everybody wants a lead tool that's going to produce 10,000 leads. But let me ask you a question. You probably have purchased a lot of lead tools that generate a lot of leads. Has having all those leads allowed you to build a big business? Like it doesn't, right? Like the problem isn't the leads. Leads are everywhere. traffic is everywhere. Traffic is the easy part, right? That's the easy part. The hard part is taking those people and turning them into a paying client. That's why everybody struggles. But everybody always thinks like, oh, well, the reason I can't do that is because I don't have enough leads. No, the reason you can't do it is because once a lead comes in, you don't have a proven, predictable way that will turn them into a paying client. When you have a proven, predictable system that if you know, like, look, if I put, 10 people through this, one is going to turn into a paying client. Like, you do not need a lot of leads or a lot of traffic. Think about that, right? So the thing is not the leads. The leads are not the issue. The issue is what happens when the leads come in. And that is true for most regular businesses too. So most regular business, like, it's very rare, unless a business is brand new, that you find an established business that is not in some way getting leads somehow, right? And one of the things that we ask them in this process is, how many leads do you currently get? The reason we ask them that is because when we get on that strategy session call, we can say things like, you get some leads, right? Right? Like, how many leads do you get each month? And they'll say like 10, and say, okay, or whatever it is they say. Doesn't matter. If they're only getting 3 leads a month, the follow-up and the follow-through is even more critical, right? Like the less leads they're getting, the more important it is that they have a system to follow up and stay on top of those leads, right? So same thing in your agency. So that's why the follow-up, the next part of this whole process that you see on that you see in the middle there, the 7-day nurture sequence. That's why this is so important, right? To our inbound lead system, because this is for the people that come, watch the video, don't watch the video, and don't book. Like, this is designed to get those people to book. So we're not leaving anything to chance, and the business owner shouldn't either. So even though they think their problem is leads, this is how this all ties together. I know it's kind of a roundabout way, but even though the business owner thinks they need leads, really, probably the first thing they need is a better way to follow up with the leads they're already getting. That would probably move the needle pretty significantly in their business and make you look like a hero. So on that strategy call, because we keep things general in the video that they watch, we're able to address those things and talk to them about that. And a lot of times we can get them to see for themselves that, hey, that is exactly what they need, right? So so if you were on the training and you took a screenshot of this, great. If you haven't, you might want to take a screenshot of this, because this will do it. And I'll talk about something else here in a minute. And again, I should have pulled this up too, but Jason, do you have anything to add to what I just said there?
You brought up a really good point. I think that, the way that it was structured, exactly what you were saying, it allows you to have more at-bats with a broader audience. And it allows them, the leads, to kind of self-identify. So they go, oh, that sounds like me. Yeah, I'll sign up for this. I want to watch this training, or, I want to, talk to these people. So it gives you more at-bats, more chances, so that you can get on a call and then actually investigate and figure out what it is that they actually need, right? And then to touch on the follow-up aspect of what you were just talking about. Yeah, that follow-up is key in any business, So if you can come in and just plug the leaky bucket, per se, right? You're instantly going to look like a hero, right? You didn't generate any new traffic. Like, it's all the same traffic that they're already getting to their website, but all you did was just plug the holes and like build a system behind it so that they have a better follow-up. Like, you're instantly going to look like a hero, because they're going to get way more conversions, right? Whatever that looks like to them, whether that's a phone call, whether that's a form fill, whether that's an appointment, you're going to, having that follow-up system behind it, like, you're going to instantly look like that hero.
Yeah. And Jacqueline says, so you could take the 7-day nurture sequence and use it for the client's customers when they need it. You could, Jacqueline. Obviously you're going to have to edit and customize it to their thing, because this is really built out for an agency person. But one of the things that we wanted to do was, because yes, you should have this for yourself, But this is also the same way you would set up a system like this for a client.
Exactly.
Right. So Jason did I think it's you, right, Jason, that did the section in there about how to do it all custom, or is that Nick? We have a section in the training about.
No, I think that was Nick.
That was Nick. Okay, so we have a section in the training on how to create a custom one of these from A to B, like how to do how to figure all that out. So, you know, in addition to being able to create custom ones outside of, you know, we've implemented this for 6 different niches in our business. They're the 6 we've kind of figured out to be the most effective. So we have custom funnels already built that we built for our agency for our own passive prospecting in 6 niches. But if you want to do custom, that's in there as well. And then, like, the reason I brought up this thing about the, you know, the service and keeping it general is when I was at the Go High Level Advanced Mastermind, Frank Kern was there. And one of the things he shared with me was a sales script that he was using to convert, I think, like 75%. I think it was like up to 75% of cold leads. He was running cold traffic with Facebook ads, very similar to what we're doing in our system. That's why this caught my attention, right? And he was closing them, I think, on a $3.99 or $5.99 a month, monthly recurring service. And he gave me the sales script. And he was like, you can use this however you want. Whatever you want to do with it, it's yours. And so this is actually part of one of the fast action bonuses that we have with Clockwork Clients, which I think we only have a limited number. I think we're under 20 left right now. So if you've been on the fence about signing up, you might want to get in, because once these are gone, they're gone. But look, let me show you this. I'm going to show you guys this because I thought this was really great. And it was really funny to hear Frank talk about this system here. But let me see if I can make this bigger. Okay, you guys can see that a little better.
Yeah, that's good.
So this is the sales script, right? So this is 100% cold leads, 100% of them coming from Facebook's. That's where they book the appointment, right? So these are the 6 stages of the conversation. So if you kind of struggle with talking to clients, you might want to take a screenshot of this. I'll give you a minute. So we're going to get them to tell us what they think their big problem is. We're going to get their sales process, every single step. We're going to get them to tell us their customer value. We're going to get them to tell you about every single leak in their sales process. And it's pretty funny how we do that. Then we're going to get them to tell you how bad it sucks to have these leaks. Then get them to tell you how much these leaks are costing by confirming your diagnosis, and then ask them if they want to fix it. So let me just give you kind of a broad overview of how this goes. So I come in and we say, hey, let's say it's, Joe Blow Plumber. We get on the phone with them and we say, hey, Joe, what's the problem with your plumbing business? Oh, well, I'm not getting any leads. I don't have enough leads. Okay, well, like, can you kind of walk me through the process right now? Like, where are your leads currently coming from? Where do you get them from? Right? He tells you whatever he tells you, right? Well, about how many of those you get every month, right? Well, I'm only getting, blah, blah, blah. And so then you say, okay, well, what happens when the lead comes in? Who takes that call? Do you take that call? Do you have somebody on your team who takes the call? Like, what's the process? So the person calls, then, you get that whole process of, well, what happens if you miss the call? What happens? Who follows up with the missed calls? Who's checking the messages? Do you have a Facebook page? Who's checking the messages there? Do you have a Google Business profile? Who's checking the messages there? What's going on, right? And so as they're telling you that stuff, you can start saying things like, okay, so out of those 10 leads that come in, right, like how many of them just ghost you? Like, you just never hear from them again, right? And he'll be like, oh, 5 of them. You're like, oh man, well, that really sucks. Like, what jerks? They just don't even get in touch with you. Like, you're just kind of sympathizing with them, right? And so all of that is laid out here in this script, right? So look at this. So what made you reach out? What are you trying to fix? I mean, this script is gold. Like, this script is gold. If you took this and applied it to the other things you're doing, like, you would crush it, right? So And it's all mapped out. So what made you reach out? What are we trying to fix? Right? Okay, sounds pretty familiar. This is how you find out how much a customer is worth, right? So you do this by asking questions, right? So you pull up their info. There's some things about that too. Let me find this. Oh, by the way, what do you charge anyway? I mean, like, just think how casual that question sounds. Oh, by the way, what do you charge anyway? And you have a pad next to you while you're on the call. So you're taking notes of all this stuff. Here's what's coming. Okay, customer, $300 or whatever they tell you, right? Okay, got it. And do they keep buying more stuff or anything? Like, how much does somebody usually spend with you over the course of 90 days or so? Like, so now we're determining the value of the customer, right? They say, oh, about 900 or whatever they say. It doesn't matter what they say, right? You write it down. Got it. A customer's worth about $900 in the first 90 days or so. They'll either disagree or agree with you. If they disagree with you, you don't have to panic. You just say, oh, I'm sorry. What are they worth in 90 days? And just get the answer, right? Like, you don't have to worry about anything they say, because whatever they tell you and you say, and if when you say it back to them and they say, no, that's not right, you just say, oh, I'm sorry. Well, what's the right answer? And whatever answer they tell you, that's what you go with, right? And then in the next part, you find out the sales process, right? So how does your sales process work? Like, when you get a new lead, what usually happens in terms of turning them into a customer? And so whatever they say, right? But you just make sure you understand it, okay? And then in the next part, you find out where the leaks are, okay? So look, imagine their sales process works like this. They get a lead from wherever. They call the lead and set an appointment. The lead shows up for the appointment. The lead buys or doesn't. Let's just say that's their process, okay? So in that one example, the lead might never answer. The lead might go up. The lead might not be qualified, right? Therefore, they don't buy. So you can get them to tell you how all of that sucks for them, right? So look at this. I love this part. How many times do you have to call them before they book an appointment? Notice you're already assuming it's more than once, right? How many times do you have to reach out before they book? They say it varies, like 2 times, 3 times, 2, I guess. Well, how many of them never end up booking an appointment? About 25% or so. So what happens to the ones who don't book appointments? Nothing. And how about how many people flake out on you like this each month, like 5 or 6? Man, that sucks. We hear that all the time, though, man. You're not alone. By the way, how long does it take you to call them back and all that? I'm guessing it's a hassle, right? So you see how you're just commiserating with them, and the script goes on like this. So this, by the way, is just one of the little bonuses that we threw in for free that you get with Clockwork Clients. So it is super duper valuable. The reason I kind of wanted to cover that on the live show this week, Jason, is because I didn't talk about it at all on the training. I just kind of like, oh, and we're including this, but that sales script is gold to the right person. I mean, you will crush it with that, and you can easily edit that to work for just about anything that you're selling.
Well, it was funny. You were going through it, and I'm reading it, and it's like, just reading it, it sounds exactly like Frank. It was just funny. Just looking at the script. It's great. Totally his voice. I can totally picture him just reciting that, to me, trying to pitch me.
Well, what's so funny, when he's doing the answers, he starts getting like a Southern country accent.
Yeah.
He's like, well, how many of these people just don't show up? He's like, well, that's gotta suck. He's like, but what I thought was what is so great about that script and and I think what's a valuable lesson of that, right? A valuable lesson of that script and that process is, I often think that, oh man, when I get on a call with the client, it's going to be like pulling teeth. If you come at it with the attitude of like, you're just trying to find this information out, like there's no reason for them not to tell you, like, well, how much is it? Like, by the way, how much is the customer worth anyway? Like, it's not like a grilling, like, tell me, they get on like a lot. I think a lot of people treat when they get on with the client is like, okay, how many customers do you get every month? And how much is everyone worth to you? And how much is your business doing? And like, you can't do it like that. It's got to be like, hey, I appreciate you reaching out. Like, what are you trying to fix? Like, why are we on this call? Oh, you need more leads. Okay. Awesome. Like, how many leads are you getting each month? Like, what is it? By the way, what do you charge for your services? Like, it's got to be that kind of attitude, and the commiserating with them about, well, how many times do you have to, like, how many times do you or somebody in your office have to follow up to get that person to book? It's almost always more than once, right? And like, God, that's got to be expensive. Like, you got to chase after them that many times, like, ooh, what a hassle. Well, and how many people just never book? Like, oh, this many. Well, gosh, dang it, man. Like, how crappy is that, But look, I got to tell you, we hear that all the time. Like, you are not alone, right? Like, we're like, that person is just going to think you are the like, you get it, right? Like, you get their problem. You understand. You're not trying to pressure them into anything. Like, you're just letting them see, like, oh yeah, this is all normal and this is the way it goes, right? So somebody asked, where is that script from? So it's actually one of the fast action bonuses that we are giving to people that join Clockwork Clients, which is super affordable, by the way. I mean, when I saw that script, I was like, oh my God, this is so good. And then when he said, do whatever you want with it, I don't care. He's like, give it away, whatever. Use it. I was like, man, the Sharks are going to love this. So let me go through some questions here. And then Curtis, it'd be easy trust me, it's easy to make that work for Google Ads. I mean, you see, it's all like, we haven't even, like, just look at the parts I read about that script. There's nothing in there about the service we're offering. So really the goal at the end of that script, because I know I kind of cut it off kind of early, but what happens at the end of that script is you're able to tell them, so let me get this straight. You are losing X amount, like every lead that comes in is worth this much to you. And only this many are ending up as paying clients. So you're losing X amount of dollars, right? So you could position that to sell any service, right? Well, what if we, like, I'm looking at your website right now and I don't even see a place for a person to book directly on your website. Like, that could be, like, there's all kinds of things that you can put in, like updating your website would probably help with conversions, right? I'm looking on social media. I don't see you're posting anywhere. You think maybe like people call and the reason they don't book the appointment is because they go to social media and they search for you, which is a very common thing that people do. And it just looks like you're closed or you're not in business, or they go to Google and they search for you and they see that you don't have any reviews compared to these other people. Like, that's probably definitely affecting conversions, right? Like, what if we could fix that for you? Like, there's all kinds of ways you can do it. So Donna said, how's this different from the Reach? So Donna, Reach is more of an active prospecting system, meaning that Reach is about cold email. So with Reach, we build a list of cold prospects we want to reach out to. We load those into the Reach machine, and then it does a series of cold emails that offer them a free listing on our directory site. We have an upgrade, and then it gets them to book a strategy call, right? But there is still some, like, we still have to do some actual, we're actually still a part of that process, right? We got to build the list. We got to load it in, all that stuff. This is a funnel that does the work. So instead of, emailing people, we're going to drive traffic to an opt-in page for a thing that shows them, talks to them about how to get more leads for their specific business type. And then that training gets them to book. So we're not using cold email and all that stuff. So that's how it's different.
Outbound versus inbound.
Yeah. Outbound versus inbound. Yeah. And so, like, you'll see, because when I, and this is what I meant by active versus passive, like we use both, right? We use active and we use passive, because a lot of the times when you see our active prospecting, like, what are we really trying to do there? Well, we're really trying to generate inbound leads, but we do it in kind of an active way, right? Because we have found that when a person makes that first attempt to reach out to us, instead of us kind of forcing it on them, there's a better chance that we turn that person into a client. So that's why you see almost all of our strategies revolve around some foot in the door type of offer, right? Some type of strategy where we actively go out and find people that have this problem that we can fix. and then that's how we get them in. Now, the trade-off with that and passive is time. So with almost all of our active prospecting methods, there's a time component on you. So yeah, you're not spending any money to get traffic, but you also have to spend time to find the perfect person for this foot in the door service. You got to do that, which there's nothing wrong with that. And we try to make it as fast and efficient as possible in everything we do. But with passive prospecting, we don't have to do any of that. We just turn on the traffic, and we have a strategy that I talk about in the training, and that comes with Clockwork Clients, where it's super, super low budget. We don't leave it on all the time. Paid traffic on Facebook for this is not some big scary thing. Watch the training, you'll see what I'm talking about there. But anyway, and then we don't have to do anything. We just turn it on, leads start coming, they start booking, we start having the strategy calls, right? So it's just all kind of built in. Let me see. Philip, that script was from Frank Kern. Yeah, it's one of the bases. Yeah, that script is great. It's great. Chris says Clockwork Clients have been amazing so far. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I mean, the other part of it too is like we built all this stuff for our agency, and there is a lot involved in it. Like, I think there's kind of even just an opportunity cost and all that stuff. One of the things Nick and I talk about all the time is we feel very fortunate that our agency is doing as well as it is, and that we have the team that we have there, and that we have the support structure around us, like Jason and Richie and Dorn and all those other people, so that we can build these things out for our agency, because we have all the resources to do it.
Right.
But I know, like, if you're out there and you're struggling, or your business is new, or you haven't really gotten a lot of traction, it would pretty much be impossible for you to build this stuff out on your own unless you had a massive budget, because just getting the software, like, let's say you go with High Level. Let's say that you decide, like, I'm going to do this on my own. So I'm going to get High Level. You get High Level. Well, that's like $297 a month. I mean, that's almost $3,000 for the year, right? Right there, just in the software, and you haven't built anything. And like, once you built, like, then you got to figure out, well, what to build. Like, when maybe you find a template and you're like, oh, well, I'll just use this template. But almost all those templates are generic, and they're like, you'll find out when you start getting people to them, they don't convert the way you want. They don't work because they're templates. They're not really like pulled from an actual working business. So what we do is, one, we give you the software. You don't have to pay any extra for it. You just get it. And two, we give you the exact funnels we built for our agency. So you don't have to do any of that stuff. We just did it all for you, right? So it really is a big shortcut. Let me see. Jordan says it's a camera. I'm going to see if there's some questions in here. Yeah, Jason, it is solid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good. If you're in Clockwork Clients and you haven't looked at that script, go check it out. It's really good. Let's see. Yeah, it just says it's true. It takes a ton of, yeah, it does.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So, Patty, I have not been reading anything recently because I've had so much stuff going on that I haven't had time to really dive into any business books. I've got a nonfiction book that I read before I go to sleep, but nothing business related yet. But I'll get back on the wagon and I'll share something next week. So awesome. Cool. So you guys can check out the passive prospecting training. Just go to offlinesharks.com noon. It's going to be up for the next few days. Again, we only have a limited number of the Clockwork Client packages. So if you watch it and you're interested in doing that, and jump in and grab one of those, you get the bonuses, you get the sales script. We've also got a, we've done everything inside those. So not only do you get the funnels, the opt-in pages, you get the custom VSL video, you get a before the call video, all of the emails are already written, like all the follow-up sequences are already done, and all of that stuff is done. So we have really removed about, I would say 95 to 98% of the actual work. You don't even have to do, like, you just get it. And then some small parts there. So excellent work on that, by the way, Jason.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that was a labor of love for sure.
Yeah, it always is, right?
Yeah.
Man, awesome. Well, cool. Well, look, we want to give away some money right now because you guys are here hanging out with us. So
that's the best part.
Yeah, this is the best part. Let's do this.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar. Dollar, dollar. Ching, ching, bling, bling, got the chatter. You ain't talking money, then you're talking no matter.
Bling, bling with the cheddar.
Yeah.
I love that line. So we're going to give away 2 Cash App $25 prizes today. All you have to do is in the comments here, put hashtag inbound. Man, every time I go to talk, I feel like I'm going to cough. Hashtag inbound. I want to get some, I'll let you guys
There we go.
do that, enter that up. While you're doing that, I'm going to check the comments over here, see if we missed any questions. I see lots of inbounds coming in. Oh, Patty tried to guess it with noon. It's not noon. This is the right one. Hashtag inbound. Hashtag inbound. Yep. That money song always gets my blood pumping for the weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
Always gets my blood pumping for the weekend. All right. Well, we're letting people put in hashtag inbound as well. Then I'm going to do the drawing in a minute. If you have kids that are out there going back to school, I hope everything's going smooth to get them back in and get them up. And then, all right, let's do a drawing. So here we go. The winner of the first $25 Cash App card is dun, 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 John Hardiman.
Yeah.
Congratulations, John Hardiman. And then I'm going to draw one more, and then we have to do our member of the week. I almost forgot about that. Our next winner, $25 in Cash App prize, Curtis Burns. Congratulations.
Very nice.
Awesome stuff. And we do like to celebrate one person in our community each week that's a good steward with our member of the week. This week, we want to give a big shout out to, hold on, there we go. We want to give a big shout out and congratulations to our member of the week, Mr. Oliver Leka. We're celebrating his impressive 15,000 euro order, which will help boost his agency from the press that will be at the unveiling of the project. Congratulations. And
very cool.
I love that picture too. So what do you get when you're a member of the week? Well, you get one of these. This is the Offline Sharks treasure chest. Only the people that get it know what goodies are inside. Don't spill the beans if you get one. So we have one of those heading your way. Somebody from the team will reach out. So congratulations to our member of the week. Awesome. Well, Jason, I really appreciate you coming and hanging out with me.
Oh, of course.
I know it's a bit after that client meeting, but
yeah,
a little time, relax. Kick back. Maybe we can all go kick back by the pool like Chris. That'd be nice.
Yeah, right.
That'd be nice. Awesome. Yeah. Look, and if you haven't already, go to offlinesharks.com/noon, open up a window. Make sure you watch that training this weekend. The training itself is packed with a ton of info. So whether you decide to take us up on the Clockwork Clients offer or not, just to be upfront, doesn't really make that big of a difference to us. Like, we're going to continue doing what we're doing. We made it really super affordable, so anybody that's serious can get in. But you will get a ton of information out of the training itself, things that we've never shared about or talked about before really publicly. So, for those of you, just to give you an idea, we talk about how funnels are a lot harder than most people think, and very few people actually have funnels that are successful. Nick and I, on the other hand, we have put together hundreds of successful funnels for the agency, for our clients. We also those things that you see on the back wall back here every week, each one of those is for a funnel that did over $1 million. And I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm telling you that so that you understand we know what the hell we're talking about when it comes to funnels and what to do and how to make them successful and what to work. And that training is all the stuff we've learned over the years about how to do that and how we do it and why we do it and all those kinds of things. So again, it's something we don't really talk about. We've never talked about it in our community. So go watch it, offlinesharks.com/noon. I will see you back here next Friday, same shark time, same shark channel. Stay safe out there. Practice aloha, everybody. Thanks again, Jason, for joining us.
Yeah, no worries. Of course. Anytime.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then,